Hello everyone, welcome to Bujo Junk. I'm Megan, and let's get started. Today we'll be working on setting up August. I know this video is really late, but I had two themes going parallel for this month. The first being Dutch doors for every weekly spread, and the second being a day and night theme. So I did a different Dutch door every week, and I'm actually really excited to show these to you guys. I had a lot of fun doing this. So first I'm working on a quote page and my monthly. So I'm just cutting out some black craft paper, and I have the title for the monthly split up into 3 sections. So I'm just cutting up my craft paper to line up with that, and I just have a small monthly on this page. I didn't break it down into a full monthly spread. It's just a small calendar and a notes section, and I've actually really been enjoying doing this recently. It just makes it a lot easier, and I don't have a lot going on right now that I need to track things monthly and weekly. So I just have my one monthly and a cute little quote, and then my weeklies, and that's been working out really well for me. On the left side, I'm just first writing out the 2 words that I really wanted to highlight on the black paper with my Sakura jelly rolls. And then I'm gluing all of these pieces of craft paper in with my Elmer's glue roll. And then I'm going in with my Pigma Micron to just do that small calendar I was talking about and the notes section, and then finishing up the quote on the left side. And for my notes section, I did use a zebra mild liner, the gray one, to just give me some lines to follow, and I did a drop shadow around the small calendar, and then I did a little blue highlight with my Crayola Super Tip, and these are the only colors I used throughout this whole spread. So the quote ends up saying, "Don't call it a dream, call it a plan." And I did blue drop shadow and blue highlighting with that same Crayola Super Tip. And then I did some lumpy gray clouds. I didn't really want to go for like soft looking clouds. I kind of wanted them to look kind of thick, almost like rain clouds. So I made them more lumpy and dark. I'm working on that first Dutch door, so I'm just cutting out the paper that I don't need with a pair of scissors, and unfortunately I could not find my craft knife, so I ended up having to fix it up with my box cutter. And as you can see here, I started with watercolor and I decided I absolutely hated it. So I just went in with more of that craft paper that I cut out to cover what I had done with the watercolor, and I glued that in, leaving that Dutch door open. And then I went in with my Sakura jelly rolls again to do all of the writing on top of my black craft paper, and with my Pigma Microns to do all of the writing on the white paper. So this setup was really easy. All I needed was my notebook, craft paper, glue, 4 pens, and a pencil. So here I'm just putting in my habit trackers for the week. I decided to do habit trackers on each week instead of monthly habit trackers like I've been doing, and I actually really liked it because it meant I didn't have to flip between pages. I was really busy, that's why this is going up late, and so this kind of helped keep things streamlined while still getting my tracking done. So here I'm just doing my 6 trackers on the right. On the left I end up doing a notes section. It's just a box and I did rounded edges on it. And then for the white portion of the spread, I ended up splitting it up into 8 daily boxes and 1 to-do box. And I just went in with that zebra mild liner again and did a drop shadow with that gray around those boxes. I just felt like it gave it more depth. And I did go in with that Sakura jelly roll again and just added some stars and little dots all over the black craft paper to make it look like nighttime because our theme is day and night. And I did end up going in with my circle maker and making a cute little circle in the bottom corner on the right and going in with some different sized Sakura jelly rolls to make it kind of look like a planet and give it some texture. And I apologize about my hand being all bandaged here. I had a little slip and I just scraped up the back of my hand and it really was not appealing, so I decided to cover it with some band-aids, but it definitely made it look like it was more extreme than it was to have such big band-aids. But I'm fine, I promise. It's not a big deal. I just scraped up my hand and my knee and a little bit actually on my pinky and ring finger on my left hand too, but it really wasn't a big thing. I'm just kind of a klutz. It's cool. So I promise I'm not super messed up or injured. I just didn't want you to see my ugly road rash that I got. And I did some shooting stars up in the top corner. I just thought they were kind of cute and I felt like something needed to be put there. And I found that cleaning up mess-ups with the white pens on the black paper is so much easier than cleaning up mess-ups on white paper with black pens. The Pigma Microns blended in so well with the black craft paper that I didn't even have to worry about color matching or it looking kind of funky. It really just disappeared. So here I am going in and doing that second Dutch door spread, and as you can see I'm going in with a box cutter because I couldn't find my craft knife. We again went in and split it up into 8 boxes for my dailies and a box for notes. And then on that Dutch door I just did a really small calendar so that we can see what week we're in, and I actually really like putting these mini calendars in my spreads. I find it really helpful to just kind of see where I am throughout the month really quickly without having to flip pages. So I did a mini calendar and 3 habit trackers on one side, and then I did 6 habit trackers on the other. And I really enjoyed just messing around with what I was tracking throughout this month because there's so much more freedom between weeks with weekly tracking instead of monthly tracking that it gave me time to mess around with what I was tracking to see what's important, what I actually track, and what I'm gonna keep using. So I just split each of those habit tracking boxes into 7 so that I have one square for each day of the week. I actually lost the footage here. I didn't realize my camera had turned off because I was just so into it. So I didn't catch me labeling the days of the month on each of these dailies, the like date and the days of the week on them. But that's all I did, and I just used the gray zebra mild liner to do little cloud designs behind each date. And then I did drop shadows, and I used that blue Crayola Super Tip to separate the days and highlight what I was tracking on that Dutch door. On this next Dutch door spread, I cut out some craft paper in the shape of the pages where you could see them when the Dutch door flipped, and I ended up putting 5 of my habit trackers on one side and 5 of my habit trackers on the other. And then on the left side on the craft paper, I had my title for the month again split up into 3, and I ended up doing dots for behind the calendar to just kind of replicate the dots on the regular white paper because I thought it was kind of cute and kind of helps keep a theme. And then on the right side of the spread, I did a small to-do box. Again, I split up the daily section into 8 so that I had one day for each day of the week and a notes section. And I do like keeping my notes and my to-dos separate because my notes are just things that I need to, keep in mind or deal with later. They're typically helping me with my next spreads and stuff like that. And my to-do is like actually tasks that I need to check off. So I really do enjoy having those separate. And as you can see, my cat did decide to join us, because what is a Bujo video without a cat coming to interrupt? So this is Minnie's little butt. Sorry about that. And again, I just went in with that gray zebra mild liner to do some drop shadows and that white Sakura jelly roll to do some stars and spots and some shooting stars in the top left. So for the next spread, I again am doing a Dutch door, cutting it out with my scissors. In this one, I kept the whole page lengthwise. This is the only one I did that. And I decided to do my habit trackers a little differently. So I did boxes for my habit trackers on each day and then labeled what I was tracking on the back 2 pages so that when I flipped that Dutch door, you could see what was being tracked in each box, no matter what page it was on. So again, I split up this week into 8 daily boxes and turned one of them into a notes section. And then I did the same split up title for August in the top left and a mini calendar in the bottom right. And then I did some clouds with my zebra mildliner. I also filled in the habit tracker boxes with my mildliner because I'm just going to do dots in them to signify when a habit has been done. And then I used that same Crayola super tip to highlight my days of the week and to do a drop shadow on my title for August and to do a background for that weekly section in the top of my calendar. So for this last spread, I did the smallest Dutch door ever, and I ended up taking 2 pieces of that black craft paper and just covering the entire page with them, and I used some of those pieces that I cut off with our last Dutch door spreads to make that white dotted paper again. So I just glued that all in, and then I put a monthly calendar, that mini calendar, on one side of my Dutch door, and I only did 4 trackers on the other side because I know that this is going to be a really busy week for me, probably the busiest. So I really minimized the amount of tracking I'm doing and left everything really open. And again, I just went in with that zebra mildliner and did drop shadows underneath all of our daily headers. And again, I did 8 dailies, but turned 1 into a notes section. And I also did a drop shadow on each of my habit tracker blocks on the backside of our Dutch door. And then I went in with that jelly roll and did some more stars and spots and even some shooting stars in that right corner. And those are all of our spreads. Those are our 5 Dutch door spreads for August, although they can be used in whatever month and with whatever theme you guys like. I just really had a lot of fun experimenting with these and figuring out what I liked, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more Dutch door spreads in the future because they just keep things so fun and new. Thank you for watching my video. I would love it if you can like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.